This lesson is on angle theorems for triangles. We're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to look at is some vocabulary. We're going to look for our theorems at interior angles. We know that interior means inside. So the inside angles, we've got this angle, and this angle. All right. Exterior means outside. So our exterior angles this is angles on the outside of the triangle, this angle and that angle, all on the outside of the triangle. And then this is a new term, remote interior angles. It is always going to be these two angles here. It is not the angle with the extension with an exterior angle. It is those two interior that does not have the exterior. Okay? So given this diagram, we're going to look at and label our interior angles. Well, I have three interior angles, angle 1, 2, and 3. Angle 1 is interior, angle 2 is interior, and angle 3 is interior. Okay? Our only exterior angle here is angle 4. And then remember what we said about those remote interior angles. Okay, it's going to be the two that are not with that extension. So our remote interior angles, we have our angle 1 and angle 2. These are remote interior angles to angle 4. Those two are the remote interior angles to that angle on the outside, angle 4. Okay? So triangle sum theorem, this is fairly simple. The triangle sum theorem states that for triangle ABC, so given an ABC triangle, or XYZ, any of the letters will work, angle A plus angle B plus angle C will equal, well, what does the interior angles equal? They'll always equal 180 degrees for a triangle. So that's these three angles will equal 180. All right, so then finding the measure of each angle, I'm missing angle Y. Well, I know that X, Y, and Z together will equal 180 degrees, and I need to solve for Y. So I know that 77 plus 54 plus Y will equal 180. 77 and 54 is 131 plus Y will equal 180. And now I just have a one-step equation. I'm going to get rid of the 131 because I want Y by itself by subtracting because it's a positive. My variable is Y equals 180 minus 131 is 49. So angle Y is 49 degrees. All right, so number 2. The angle that I'm missing here is angle F. I know that D, E, and F will together total 180 degrees. I know D and E are 26 and 115 plus whatever F is will equal 180. 26 and 115 is 141 plus F will be 180. Again, how do I solve for F? I'm going to subtract 141 from both sides. I'm left with F equals 39. So angle F is 39 degrees. All right, number 3. A little bit more complex here. In order to solve for, let's say, solve for X, and I'm going to have to solve for x in order to be able to solve for any of the other angles, okay, I know that all three S, T, and U together will be 180 degrees. I don't have numbers now, but I have expressions for each of these angles. So I know 7x plus 4x plus 5 plus 6x plus 5 will equal 180. This is angle S, angle T, and angle U. Just because they're not numbers doesn't mean that we can't solve for the missing value. So what I'm going to do now is combine my like terms. I have everything with x can be combined together. 7 plus 4 plus 6 is 17x. And then I have constants that can't be combined with a variable. I've got a positive 5 and a positive 5. So plus 10 will be 180. And now I'm going to continue to solve for x. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. 17x equals 170. And then my final step here to get x by itself, the inverse of multiplication is division. So x equals 10. That does not mean that any of my angles are 10 degrees. I now have to substitute in 10 for every x so I can solve for those angles. Okay? Now, so S will be 7 times 10. So angle S is 70 degrees. All right, so for T, 4 times 10, then plus 5 will be angle T. Well, 4 times 10 is 40, plus 5 is 45 degrees. And then here, we're going to plug in 10, so 6 times 10 plus 5. 60 plus 5, angle U is 65 degrees. Okay. Now, when you add all of these angles up, they should equal 180, and they do. All right, example 4. We're doing the same thing here. We have J, K, and L, and together it totals 180 degrees. That's interior angles for my triangle J, K, and L. So we know it's going to equal 180. So we have 12x plus 2, that's my angle J, plus 26x, which is angle K, plus 6x plus 2. That's angle L, K, and J. Don't forget to combine your like terms. I've got a 12x, a 26x, and a 6x. Together, that's 44x. And then I have my constants, the things that cannot be combined with my variable, plus 4 will equal 180. Subtract 4 from both sides. So 44x equals 180 minus 4 is 176. Divide both sides by 44. X equals 4. That is not the measure of any of my angles. I now have to go and substitute in. Okay, so K, 26 times 4, 12 times 4 plus 2, and 6 times 4 plus 2. So angle K, 26 times 4 is 104 degrees. Angle L, 6 times 4 is 24 plus 2 is 26. And angle J is 12 times 4 is 48 plus 2 is 50. Okay. All right, moving on. The exterior angle theorem states that the measure of an exterior angle, the measure of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. So in this case, my remote interior is 1 and 2, so angle 1 and angle 2 will equal that exterior angle, angle 4. Okay? So I am going to find the measure of each of these missing angles. First, ACB, that's this angle right here. How do I find that? Well, I know my total sum of the interior angles is 180 degrees, 58 plus 74, and I'm going to subtract that from 180. Angle C is 48 degrees. And then I'm looking for angle BCD. So BCD, that's this angle. I know that that exterior angle is exactly the same as the sum of my interior angles. 58 plus 74 is 132, which makes it the same as that exterior angle BCD. Okay, so then this next one, I know that angle F, G, and H will together equal 180 degrees, so that this angle in here, the little angle H, will be 103 and 51, which was 154. Subtract that from 180 is 26. That's the FHG. And then I know the sum of these are my remote interior angles will equal this outside exterior angle. Add these together, I get 154 degrees. All right, example 3. Here we start with some expressions again. So I'm going to have to do some solving for x. All right, I'm going to set up and first solve for x. I know that since this angle and this angle is equal to this angle, I'm going to be able to solve for x that way. Those are the remote interior equal to the exterior. So I know 18x plus 15x plus 3 equals 135. Combine your like terms. 18x and 15x is 33x plus 3 equals 135. Subtract 3 from both sides. 33x equals 132. And last step, divide by 33. X equals 4. Now I can solve for each of these angles. So angle R, I'm substituting in 4. 18 times 4 is 72 degrees. Angle S, right here, plugging in 4. 15 times 4 plus 3 is 63 degrees. And then angle RQS, so that's this angle here, I know, that the sum of these two angles, I'm going to subtract it from 180. 72, 63 equals 180, plus x, I should say, because this isn't my missing. All right, and I'm going to subtract 72 and 63 from 180 to get 45 degrees. All right, and I'm going to pick up the pace on this last one just because I'm running out of time. The code word for this lesson, in case I forget, is paper. All right, and I'm going to finish up. Again, I know that my remote interior angles equals my exterior angle. So 7x plus 4 plus 9x will equal that 100. Combine your like terms. 16x plus 4 equals 100. Subtract 4 from both sides. 16x equals 96. Divide by 16, x equals 6. Oh, sorry. Okay. Again, I'm going to substitute in. So 9 times 6, 7 times 6 plus 4. All right, so angle K, 9 times 6 is 54 degrees. J, 7 times 6 plus 4 is 46 degrees. Is that right? And then angle JLK Oh, I'm going to run out of time, so go ahead and finish that up and go ahead and complete your